we're going to move forward. We've got loads to get through tonight, so I need to make sure we are moving forward. And we are going to move forward next into a discussion. We haven't done a discussion in a few weeks. Obviously, we've been focusing in on the channel primarily on doing the sort of discussions as CubCast episodes, which you guys seem to be enjoying. They're picking up a lot of steam. I think last month we actually got more views on CubCast episodes than we did on reaction videos, which is absolutely crazy. But we're going to go back into a live CubCast edition here and now. So let's get into this. Let's get into this discussion. And I want to discuss albums because we have seen a spectacular album from Rema drop very, very recently. Earlier on in the year, we've seen Fioke's album. We have seen Adekunle Gold's album. We've seen a number of different projects land. Now, I want to ask you guys, what has been the best album drop of the year so far? I want to hear from each and every one of you in the chat. This section is as interactive as it gets. We don't have a CubCast mini-sode if you guys don't get involved, so please do get involved on the chat on the right-hand side. I'm so keen to hear your thoughts on this. I've got 2 or 3 favourites that I'm really keen to discuss, but what are your favourite albums of this year so far? So albums that have dropped this year. I want to hear your thoughts on different projects. I want to hear your thoughts on different tracks on those projects. I want to hear what your favourite album projects of the year so far are. Let me know in the chat on the right hand side. Get involved. I'm very interested to see what you guys are thinking. Again, there's a few suggestions that I've been noticing. Obviously World's had an album out this year as well. We've also seen kind of smaller projects from Fave. Tommy Loomer saying Asher's album for me, total phenomenon. I definitely think Asher's album was very good. Actually moderately slept on, to be honest. We did do a full album review for it here on the channel. Again, she shone throughout the entire project. But yeah, it's been very interesting. A lot. KXVU saying Asher as well. It's going to be really interesting to see how many people do actually say Asher on this one. Austin saying Rema or DJ Neptune. Has DJ Neptune had another album out this year? I know he had Greatness 2.0 drop towards the end of last year. But I don't know if he's had another one out this year. I don't know if that's the one you mean. But alongside this, also saying Rema. Yeah, I definitely think Rema's in the conversation. I think he has to be. Deadly Lord saying when Chris Brown's album drops, I'll be saying that, and Kendrick Lamar's album as well. I'm sure Kendrick's album's going to be very good. I'm not the biggest Kendrick fan, but you have to appreciate what he does, and it is spectacular. Dominic Andrews saying Rema, Raves and Roses, and Asher's album. Haven't listened to them all, to be honest. Lillian saying Adekunle Gold. Let's not forget about Adekunle Gold's album. That dropped earlier on in the year. I had a slight issue with Adekunle Gold's album, which was it was slightly too samey. Like the majority of the project felt like a similar kind of project. You know, it felt very kind of. It didn't really feel like it expanded. But moving forward alongside this, Hewler also saying Saburu Boys by Cruel Santino. Cruel Santino was great. Again, I need to get into this project at some point. We've done one reaction on this. But we haven't actually done the full thing yet. At some point we will. I promise you at some point we will. David Andre Hyatt saying the best male album for me is Rema, Rave and Roses. Best song on it for me is Are You There? Very interesting indeed. Dominic Andrews saying Adekunle Gold is lit, but third for me. Samney saying I like Rema's sound, but I think he's trying too hard to be heavily international. Most of the songs on the album are not Afrobeats inspired. He's in a very kind of unique position, isn't he? Rema, in what he does. It definitely feels like he's in kind of his own lane. He's definitely taking sounds in a different direction. I'd say there are little kind of scatterings of elements, but it's a lot more electronic and a lot more, I'd say, pop influenced in a lot of places. Interesting stuff from Samney. KXVU saying I'm looking forward to Oxlade's upcoming project. I know nothing about Oxlade's upcoming project. I'm really keen to see what's going on with it more than anything else. But yeah, I know we do have an Omar Lay project on the way. But yeah, alongside this, David saying best female project for me is Fave, Rhythm 5. Fave is new. Is it an EP? Yeah, Fave's got a wicked EP out there. It was quite high up in the charts as well. I saw it was in the Nigerian charts quite high. It was also on the most listened to on Audio Mac for a long period of time as well. It's still probably in there. When I checked a few weeks ago on Audio Mac, when I checked a few weeks ago on Audio Mac, I think it was in third on the album chart. So it's done really well for projects. Out to Gabriel saying, save the album of the year conversation till Bong JR's album drops. I have a feeling that's going to be a classic. We've said it on this channel numerous times. Bong JR is generational. I honestly believe Bong JR might be like, in regards to production and overall kind of arrangements, I don't think there are many people on his actual musicality level. I feel he is on the same kind of plane as Masego and James Blake and people in that kind of field. The way he builds his tunes, they are so incredibly textured, incredibly well layered. I don't think there's anyone on a similar plateau to Abong JR right now. But there we go. Guys, really cool to kind of hear from all of you. David Andre Hyatt saying, I feel Rema is leading, but I want to see what Mr. Easy, Malik Berry and Buju have in store with their upcoming projects. Mr. Easy dropped a new one earlier on with DJ Neptune, definitely showing he's still got it in the locker. I'm such a fan of Mr. Easy. I've actually got a project dropping with Just Vibes on her Appreciation series, and we talk about Mr. Easy and why we feel he's very much underrated. I think Mr. Easy is such a, not necessarily underrated, but kind of not brought up as much as he should be. I'm such a Mr. Easy fan. Lagos to London is one of my favourite projects of all time. Again, Malik Berry got a new project on the way. I didn't know that. I knew Buju sort of had a project in the works. But there we go. Big up each and every one of you getting involved in that sort of CubCast minisode. We'll put this up on the channel. But for now, we are going to move back into the musical reaction. So let's get into the next one on the list. This one coming from Deadly Lord. Zerimar alongside Travis World with Good Life. Interesting stuff indeed. Let's go and jump into the sounds